It is not too late to do some things that can help reduce your taxes for this year, 2025. My name is Paul Vazquez with Tax Lab, and you need to become an ethical millionaire. Did you know that there are actually 3 different types of mileage that you could possibly use to reduce your taxes? That's right, that driving that you do could turn into a tax write-off for you. So there are 3 different types. Just trying to block the lamp from being in the shot there so it's not too bright. But there are 3 different types. There is business, which I think most of you have heard of. That's the highest at 70 cents a mile. Then you have charitable and medical. Now, the mileage, the business mileage, only comes in on a Schedule C, a Schedule E, or on a business tax return, a 1065, or possibly 1120, 1120S. So those are the places you're normally going to see the business mileage come in. The other 2, there's only one form where you're going to find that benefits you as a taxpayer. And that's if you do a Schedule A, or what's commonly referred to as an itemized tax return. So you have 2 of them, that is medical and charitable. Let's talk about medical. So if you have to go to the doctor, you can record and track your mileage, just like you might for business, but you just call this medical. And maybe you put down where you went to and what doctor was there or what type of appointment. So it can be really etched in good, provable information as to what medical thing you had to do. And if you don't stop off to buy groceries or any personal things that you have to take home, you can count those miles coming back. Now, if you just stop off to maybe get a drink real quick or a quick snack and jump back in the car and come home, you don't have to stop the medical or business or whatever trip you're on. But if you're going to the doctor, if you need to see if you're going to an appointment, that can count. Dental cleaning, eye doctor, anything that you would normally be able to count as a medical expense on a Schedule A or itemized tax deduction, you can count the miles that you travel there and back. Now, the light. We'll have to go this side. So now, the last one that we can talk about here is the charitable. So this doesn't mean that you can mark off your miles if you tip a homeless person or if you help out a friend. No, that's not what this is about. This is if you are doing some service for a 501c3 entity, some service. So let's say your local parish, church, religious community is doing a bake sale to raise money. You can count your mileage going to that bake sale if you're going to be helping and volunteering your time. So you can count those mileage as charitable miles that'll go towards that itemized deduction. Now, if you maybe do a calling or some type of actual service in your church where you're no longer just a recipient of the religious experience, but you are participating in the administration of that religious experience, you could possibly count that as well as service miles, because you're not just participating, you're actually doing a part of the service of that. So maybe if you're a pallbearer or you're on stage doing something, whatever kind of church, I'm trying to leave it open to whatever your religious practices are. If you're performing the service in that church and not just there to participate or receive it, then that could be a charitable miles that you're going towards that religious service. This could also be charity events. You're traveling to a charity event to help raise awareness, but once again, it has to be a 501c3 type organization, an organization where you could normally get a charity write-off for donating dollars. If you could get a charity a charitable donation deduction for donating dollars or cash to that charitable organization, it qualifies, then you could take or track that charitable miles and have that be a part of it. It's not too late. That record that you have to create, that written record, doesn't have to be handwritten, could be typed written, but something, you could store it in the computer just as well, but printable at that point. That can be created at any time. It doesn't have to be created in the moment. So if you have it marked in your calendar, I went to this event and that event, you could look up on Google Maps and say, hey, I started off at home, I went to the event, and I came back straight, didn't make any personal stops. You can actually make that record, say on this date, the miles you traveled, what was the reason for it, and now you have a written record. That's not necessarily the gold standard, but it's passable most of the time by the IRS. So you're going to be fine if you have that written record. You can create that now. Before the end of 2025, while the memory is still fresh, go ahead and create that mileage record, and you might be surprised. You may qualify for an itemized deduction or get some of those business deductions that you missed before the year is over, and it could be too late. So go ahead and track those miles, and that is another quick tip to help you save on taxes while you still can. If you guys want to learn more about how different, if you want to go in a little bit deeper, I'm going to be putting together different courses. We have one up on budgeting already in my community. So if you're interested in joining that community, it is a paid community to keep out the bots and to make sure that everybody's there for the same reason. I can also do one on this mileage, get really into the details of business mileage and everything else. If you're interested in that, go to taxlab.club, and hope to see you guys there. Oh, I wish you guys all the success. All of it.